Trump. It ain't nothing like niggas been knew how to steal. Like, please, niggas, I go steal a whole turkey, bitch, and a ham. Like, what up? I don't know what the fuck wrong with Trump, but I don't know if he want war or not. But niggas is ready. At the end of the day, shit, I go buy it or I go steal it. It ain't nothing. I steal all that shit. Shit, anyway. Y'all ready for the looting? The fuck is going on? I'm in tune this time. I ain't missing this time. Shit, I'm outside.
So now they're threatening civil war if they don't get their food stamps? Do you guys really realize how big of a problem this is? Sometimes I get accused of reading too much into things. But in my opinion, people don't look at things deep enough. As I always tell you, you got to look beyond the surface level. You got to think beyond the surface level. And for me, this whole ordeal isn't even about the food stamps and the EBT anymore. I'm now looking at this situation much deeper. Because look at these reactions. The reaction is, oh, if the government stops paying for me to eat, if the government stops paying my rent, I'm going to go and attack, rob, and kill innocent people who actually work hard to pay for their own stuff. That's the mentality they're telling you all over the internet. So I think that we got to start taking this problem more seriously. I think we need to look at these people for what they are. These people, this community of people who are reliant, who rely on the government to pay for everything, these people are a weapon of mass destruction. These people are more dangerous than a nuclear bomb. These people are a WMD. Okay? And here's what I mean by that. These people can be weaponized at any moment. If the government decides, hey, we want to cause some unrest in America, they could take away some benefits for a little while and allow these people to wreak havoc and go crazy in the streets. And guess what? In many areas of the country, if one of these black people come to rob you and steal your groceries, if you defend yourself, you're going to wind up doing more time than they'll do for stealing your stuff. So you got to start looking at this for what it is. This is a community that can be weaponized against people who actually work for a living at any time. At any time. They could say, hey, we're cutting off food stamps. Hey, we're not going to pay your rent this month. And they can control these people and get them to go crazy. And we've already seen this happening on smaller levels. They used to do this when a police officer would kill a black person in the line of duty. They would weaponize that, and they would weaponize this community to bring them together, to riot and destroy cities, to try to get what they want politically, okay? We've seen them weaponize this community before on a smaller scale. Luckily, because now we actually have body cameras, we're seeing that these black people who are killed by the police are not innocent at all. All of them are resisting arrest, they're attacking officers, all of that, right? But before the body cams, they would take one story, they would fabricate some details, they would say he didn't do nothing, he was just an innocent kid. They would show you a picture of the guy when he was 6 years old, even though he was 25 when he got killed by the police. And they would weaponize the community to cause unrest, to get things that they want politically, what have you. And now it looks like they can do that on an even bigger scale. And I'm not saying that's what's happening right now, but I am saying that they have the potential for this to happen in the future. So we could look and we could laugh at these ghetto videos and these ghetto responses because it's funny. But at the end of the day, this is no joke. We can laugh now, but this is no joke. This is something that should be taken very seriously. Because like I said, the government or people within the government have the power to wield this weapon of an entire ghetto community that they will aim at innocent people when they feel necessary. But If what you've seen isn't already enough, trust me, there's a lot more out there. And they're threatening to show up to your door. They're threatening to show up to your house to take your food. And these people are so entitled and used to getting their way. They're used to attacking people and no one defending themselves. They're so used to this that they think in their mind that they're just going to be able to walk in anyone's house and take their groceries. Or let me rephrase that. They think in their mind that they'll be able to walk into any white person or Asian person's house or whatever and just steal their stuff without anyone putting up a fight. That's how they think. Okay? That's how they think. And some of them are going to be in for a very rude awakening. But like I said, I have another clip of one of these people that I want to roll for you. Before I roll that clip, though, you guys like the channel, you like the videos, you're here every day. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you comment. Make sure you share the video. Subscribe, all of that good stuff. And if you really dig the videos, if you like the fact that I'm willing to call this out when no one else is, you could always donate via Cash App or Super Thanks. Always so humbly and greatly appreciated. Now, with that being said, let's roll this clip and then I'll be right back with more.
You know, people are out here talking about they happy to see SNAP being cut off and everything. They're happy to see people starving, can't feed their families. But when they end up at your door, ready to feed their family by any means necessary, you will have a change of tune. Example for y'all that want these people to be off of SNAP or whatever because you feel like you're better than them. You wake up early one morning, you happy, you go to work, you ain't never been written up, you ain't never nothing. You get in there, and they fire you. What you gonna do? Sorry, honey, I'm sorry I called you, but I lost my job. I don't know what to do. I ain't never been unemployed like this. Unemployment gone. Ain't no SNAP benefits. And nobody hired me. They look at me like I'm a bum.
Do you guys see how crazy that guy looked? You can already tell that he's going to be a problem. But he says, well, what happens when they show up to your door to feed their family? Listen, I can't speak for everyone else, but you show up to my door thinking you're going to take my stuff to feed your family? You're not going to have a mouth left to feed. You probably aren't going to have a head left. You might not even have a neck or a throat for food to slide down. So all of this entitlement, you think that you're entitled for taxpayers and the government to buy your food and pay your rent. And if they don't do it, you think that you're entitled to my food out of my fridge? Oh, you're entitled to something, all right. But I'm not sure how it tastes. You can tell me afterwards if you're still breathing. But anyways. This is a widespread mentality. And I feel like I've been trying to educate people about this. I've been trying to warn people about this ghetto ratchet mentality for like a year now. Really a lot longer, but here on YouTube, I've really been talking about it and warning people about this ever since the Carmelo Anthony case. Because it's only getting worse. And this mentality that has existed for a long time, maybe it kind of existed in the dark. Maybe they wouldn't be so bold to record themselves, talking like this for social media. But it's here, it's on full display, and these people fully believe that November 1st, whatever day in November comes around, they don't get their food stamps. They fully believe that they're just going to be able to walk in people's house and take their stuff. And no one's going to stop them. Now, they may get away with some homes, but they're not going to get away with every home. And I think that if you live in a neighborhood where you have some vulnerable people living nearby, if we do get to this point, it's up to you to make sure that your neighbors are okay. If you got an old lady that lives next door, you know that she's on her own, you make sure that she's okay. Because we're going to have to start sticking together. We've seen other communities, other groups of people stick together for years. When it comes to the looting, robbing, stealing, and killing, All of the black people on social media say they're going to stick together and rob, kill, steal, loot, run into the stores. We got to stick together when it comes to defending ourselves from the hordes of demons that are going to be at our front door, mad because their fat ass refused to work and the government no longer is paying for their food. All right? So make sure you take care of the vulnerable people in your community, in your neighborhood. Okay? The way things are getting in this world and in this country, how crazy things are getting, we're going to have to start, like I said, we're going to have to start organizing, and we're going to have to start coming together as a community, which is something people like us have never really done. You know what I mean? I feel like people like us, we look at ourselves as individuals. We don't really group think, and that's a good thing. But it's not a good thing when faced with the dangers and the threats that we're being faced with today, right? And, you know, one of the most disgusting things I'm starting to see, and you saw a little bit of it in that clip, is now these people who are threatening to rob and steal, they're mocking people who actually have jobs and can pay for their own food. Like, they're mocking people who have jobs and pay for their own food as if they're stupid. You know, as if they're doing something wrong. That's how far out there these people are. That's how delusional these people have become. They act like there's something wrong with the people who are actually working hard and earning a living. It's crazy to see. And they often say, what, you think you're better than me because you're not on food stamps? Look, I don't think that I am better than anyone. All right? I don't think that I'm better than someone just because I buy my own groceries and they have food stamps. However, I do 100% think that I am better than every single person, if we can even call them people. I think that I am better than every single person who is posting videos threatening to rob, kill, and loot if they don't get their food stamps. Do I think that I'm better than you because you get food stamps and I don't? No. Do I think I'm better than you because you and your ratchet, whacked out mind think it's okay to kill innocent people and to loot and steal because the government no longer pays for your groceries? Yeah, I think I am better than people who think that way. Okay? And I don't care how you feel about it, because that's the truth. If I were put into a hard position to where I didn't know how I was going to feed myself today, you know what would not come to my mind? Robbing innocent people of their groceries, showing up to people's house, threatening old ladies to give me food. Stuff like that would never pop up in my mind. Therefore, I am a better human being than these EBT creatures that we see with their nails done, eyelashes did, hairs did, having ghetto meltdowns because they're not going to get 50 packs of Debbie cakes this month. But with that being said, you know, the time is coming. It's slowly approaching, and it looks like this actually might happen. I thought for sure everyone was going to get their food stamps. It looks like that's not the case right now. Things may change. We'll see. But, I mean, anyone watching this channel, if you've been watching this channel, you cannot say that you have not been warned, because I've been warning people day in and day out about this. But for now, I want to hear from you in the comments. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon at the next one.